Hello everyone! Happy Thanksgiving to all my fellow Canadians, and happy Columbus Day to all those watching from the United States. You probably weren't expecting to see me this early, and I wasn't expecting to do a video this early, especially since the Monday night game has not been played yet, but I am going to run down the Week 5 results minus the Monday night game, and you'll see why when I get to the end. So starting with the games that we agreed on, which was a record low of 5 this week, out of 14. Starting with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Cincinnati Bengals. We both picked Cincinnati to win, Madden by a score of 24-13, and it was not to be. Tampa Bay won that game by a score of 24-21, which was kind of a surprise, but nonetheless, we were still scoreless after one game. New York Giants and Houston, that was one of the toughest games for me to pick this week, but I did end up picking the Houston Texans, and Madden picked the Texans as well by a score of 34-20. The winning team did score 34 points, but it was not the Texans. It was the New York Giants winning by a score of 34-10. So after two games, we're still scoreless. Moving on to the Kansas City Chiefs and Indianapolis Colts. Kansas City were undefeated at the time, and Indianapolis 2-2. But we picked Indianapolis to win by a score of 16-10, or Madden picked the score. I should stop taking credit for the score. But that was Madden's pick and my pick as well. And Indianapolis did win by a score of 19-9. So we are at 1-all. Next game we agreed on was Jacksonville and Buffalo. I picked Buffalo to win their first game, and Madden picked Buffalo as well. It wasn't the first time they picked Buffalo, but I don't have quite as much faith in my hometown team, as much as it pains me to say it. We both picked Buffalo this week. Madden by a score of 23-13, and Buffalo did get off to a great start, but Jacksonville came back to win it 36-26. So unfortunately, no points there. We're still at 1-all. And the last game we agreed on was the Tennessee Titans and the Dallas Cowboys. We picked Dallas by a score of 25-9. Or again, the score was Madden's pick. I should stop taking credit. We can't take credit for the score because Tennessee won 34-27. So after 5 games that we agreed on, we're only at 1-all. There were quite a few surprises this week, as you'll see as we go down the rest of the list. So if your math is right, you'll know that in a 14-game week, when we agree on 5, it means we disagree on 9, 8 of which have been played so far. So I'm going to give you the results of those 8. Starting with the Atlanta Falcons and the Cleveland Browns, I picked Atlanta. Madden picked Cleveland by a score of 36-29. And the winner of that game was Atlanta by a score of 20-10. So give me 1, and it's 2-1 for me. Okay, let's move on to Green Bay and Washington. I picked Green Bay. Madden picked Washington by a score of 16-13, and this is the first time Madden has gotten the score exactly right, because Washington did win by a score of 16-13. So, you can make it 2-all after that one. Okay, New Orleans Saints and Arizona Cardinals. Seems like an easy pick. Of course, you pick the defending Super Bowl champions in a game like that, especially when the Cardinals are starting a rookie quarterback, right? So there's no way Arizona's going to win. And, of course, Madden's crazy for picking Arizona, right? Because, of course, Arizona's not going to win that game, right? Well, Arizona won that game. By a score of 30-20. Madden's pick was 19-17. 30-20 was the actual score, and kind of hard to explain that. Kind of defies all logic, but nonetheless, Madden is ahead 3-2. And another, while we're on the subject of defying logic, San Diego, Oakland. Of course, San Diego has won like a billion straight games against Oakland, so of course they're my natural pick. Of course, Madden is crazy for picking Oakland 22-9, right? Madden's not so crazy. Oakland won that game by a score of 35-27, and with that, Madden is up 4-2. Moving on to Sunday night, which was a tough pick, I ended up picking San Francisco. Madden picked the Philadelphia Eagles by a score of 27-21, and Madden was not that far off. Philadelphia won by a score of 27-24. And Madden is up 5-2. Not looking good for me. Moving on to Denver and Baltimore. My pick was Baltimore. Madden picked a squeaker, Denver, by a score of 29-28. And thankfully, you can put another one on the board for me, because Baltimore won that game 31-17, and it's 5-3. And Carolina-Chicago. So I picked Chicago. I picked Chicago regardless of who the quarterback was going to be. And Madden ended up picking Carolina by a score of 27-20. And thankfully, the Impossible Police weren't working this one because Chicago did win by a score of 23-6. And you can make it 5-4. So the final game, the final Sunday game was that we haven't looked at yet was St. Louis and Detroit. I picked Detroit. Madden picked St. Louis by a score of 33-21. And drumroll please, the winner very convincingly was Detroit by a score of 44-6. So that puts the score at the end of Sunday at 5-5, which is not impressive. Five right out of 13 games, but with a week that had so many surprises, I mean, you got to expect something like that. And with just the Monday night game remaining, the New York Jets and the Minnesota Vikings, and considering we disagreed on that game as well, I picked the Jets. Madden picked the Vikings by a score of 38-14. That means that the winner of the Monday night game will determine the winner of the week between myself and Madden. So that's kind of why I wanted to do this video early, to kind of put that out there. And of course, if you live in New York or Minnesota, you'll have your hometown team. But in case you want to cheer for either myself or Madden, if you want to cheer for myself, you're a Jets fan, and if you kind of want Madden to beat me again, then you'll cheer for Minnesota. So that's where we stand at the end of Sunday. And before I leave you, we'll have a look at some of the Week 6 games. Roethlisberger making his season debut for the Steelers as they host the Browns. Another good one should be Miami-Green Bay. Baltimore plays New England this week. That should be an amazing one. These Kansas City Chiefs, who were the last undefeated team, face the Houston Texans. Atlanta-Philadelphia should be a good one. Got a Bay Area matchup, Oakland-San Francisco. And lots of good ones this week. Dallas plays Minnesota. Sunday night this week is Indianapolis at Washington. And Monday night is Tennessee-Jacksonville. The teams that have the week off this week are Arizona, Buffalo, Carolina, and Cincinnati. So, should be a pretty amazing Week 6, and a pretty tough to call Week 6, which doesn't bode well for us after only picking 5 games right so far. With one of us will end up with 6, but yeah, anyway, Monday night tonight, cheer for who you want to cheer for, and it will determine the winner of the week, and we'll touch on that briefly during the Week 6 picks video, which will come out sometime this week. Anyway, sign off, enjoy the Monday night game, enjoy your Thanksgiving, Columbus Day, whatever you're celebrating today, and I will see you soon. Have a good one. Bye.